Hello. Defeat, rejection, failure. Regardless of your path in life, it is a very painful experience. All of it is, so much so that it can have grown men, even some of the most dangerous men on the planet, fall crushed in tears. All of you at some point in your lives have had to bear this painful burden, which of course is amplified by not just society's expectations, but even our own. It is a serious issue, for the dread itself, the constant anxiety, fear, weight, can have us crumble at its edge even before we are to fall. The thought alone can have many stagnate, paralyzed, unable to find the courage to act out what they generally want in their hearts. Failure. It is a big deal, but some people, simply put, cope with it better. Some use humor, the act of not taking it all so seriously, to manage what they feel.
When your coaches are yelling at you in the side because they're telling you to do stuff, and I'm like, I wish I could just be like, up, yo. Like, we're both tentative, like trying to get to each other, and you gotta feint. And neither person wants to go first because then you get caught. And they're yelling, go, Mike, you gotta go. And I'm like, you go. I don't want to get hit right now.
It works. A lot of comedy is typically born from a very dark place. Often, it is a form of coping with what could have crushed them, what should have crushed them. It's no wonder many say political correctness crushes comedy, for what one salvaged from their darkness may indeed trigger one who is still living through it. But back to the topic. Conor McGregor. Despite what many would have thought would be a soul-crushing defeat to Khabib Nurmagomedov, Conor McGregor appears pretty high in spirits. How is this possible? Many will say it's because he has all that money. Why would he be upset if he's rich and famous? Unfortunately, our minds are a little more complicated than just that. If anything, Conor maintained his ability to bounce back from crushing defeat even before he was a worldwide name. So, what is it? What allows his emotional tenacity? Clinical psychologist Jordan Peterson implements a method of mapping then mastering your inner turmoil. Whenever you have a thought that triggers emotion pulling you into the past turmoil, you should articulate it by writing that thought down, then solve it in a way that feels right or makes sense to you. This stops the thought from pumping cortisol throughout your body. There is a very real connection between how you feel mentally and how that state manifests physically, vice versa. Now, Conor McGregor has expressed that when he experiences a devastating loss, he does not make excuses. He does not shy away from this pain. He instead calmly assesses it, hoping he may improve and come back stronger.
I've been on the end of many defeats in my life, and I've rose back, so I will not shy away from it. I will not make excuses for it. I will assess it and come back.
It is John Kavanagh's philosophy of you either win or you learn. It is Thomas Edison's philosophy of I've not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that do not work. Now, this is Conor McGregor's Instagram post of how he felt that night went. Many of you may not agree with this, and that's perfectly fine. That is not what this is about. It may not align with your reality or way of thinking. That is okay. But the truth is, it is a form of mapping then mastering his inner turmoil. He made sense of his failure, his conflict, his trauma. Now he is proceeding forward with his life the best way he knows how. Expressing what happened in his own words, then finding a solution that would allow him to move forward. That is how you let go of your baggage, as time will do the rest. I'll leave a link down below to the Instagram post, and again, you may not agree with it, and that is perfectly fine. But clearly, as Jordan Peterson would indicate, something like this is beneficial to the healing process. Now, this is actually a lot more difficult than Conor McGregor makes it out to be, which is ironic because I'm certain confronting such defeat was very difficult for even him. It is for most people, but think of it this way. If you want to tell a military veteran to articulate and express his or her baggage, a child who has been hurt, seeing and experiencing atrocities that are not even utterable, a lot of us, what haunts us, not only do we not have the emotional consistency to remain calm and assess it, but the trauma itself may be a burden too heavy to relive again. PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. If that is the case, seeing a psychologist, having a professional work you through it, is perhaps the best course of action, because truly, some people are lifting a burden heavier than their human heart can handle. But for the rest of us, setting aside some time to let our thoughts flow, assessing the emotional ones, the ones that pop up, then mapping them, articulating them, then mastering them by articulating a solution, a way of moving forward, remaining calm throughout that process. Doing this, it will change how you feel. Hormonally, on a hormonal level, you will feel different. The difference you'll see will become night and day. It is so simple. Pen, paper, patience. But it's as they say, the simplest things are often the hardest. Now, to rebuild your spirit. Conor McGregor has said he uses affirmations from YouTube all the time. Autosuggestion and affirmations like this instance right here.
Fresh. You the man. You the man. You are the man.
Positive self-talk. These appear to be the cornerstone amongst many confident individuals. Their confidence was not God-gifted. Instead, it was consistent work forged in this way. It is so simple yet so highly effective. This is within the power of every individual, but the tragedy becomes many of us. We've built an inner world grounded in negativity. Saying good things about yourself, lifting your spirit up, no matter how talented or remarkable, brilliant an individual is, often for that same reason, their spirits are kept low. Not just by society, but by they themselves. When you have music, people in your lives, things you do, like doing, clubs, etc. that resonate with negativity, if you were to all of a sudden become confident with a strong and bold spirit, what would happen? Those same people would start to confront you and ask why you're shifting in this direction. Even more so than that, you would start to feel like these things no longer resonate with you. You would likely move away from them by yourself. Your vibe, it dictates your tribe. This is one of the reasons why some people would prefer to stay in their negative paradigm of being. They have a world here, in this dark world, and the consequences of changing how they feel might change the world they've gotten comfortable in. I know people myself who cannot say a positive thing about themselves. It feels so unnatural, it does not feel real. They themselves do not really want to change, they just like the thought of change. It's very difficult, it's scary even. Change. Because in pursuit of light, you quite frankly have to first jump into the dark, the unknown of whether or not, with this new way of feeling, if this new world will accept you. That is the risk we take for change, and the choice is ours to make. Now, this is one of the fastest and most effective ways in improving our overall sense of well-being, our overall sense of confidence. In doing so, you likely will fail or get rejected, which may hurt your new higher self-perception, but if you remain strong, map and master your shortcomings as you do, you will grow and learn throughout that process. You will become someone who's more and more worthy of feeling that way every time. It will actually reinforce your self-perception if you look at it this way. Thus, you should continue to have every reason to continue holding your head high. These two simple yet difficult understandings will help you release your baggage, then rekindle your spirit. Map and master your demons. Say things that uplift your spirit. With it, I wish you well on your journey. And please, share this with anyone you believe could find value from it. Mind Smash has an Instagram. Please show me some love and follow it. If you like more from me, please subscribe and hit the notifications. Thank you if you did. Smash the like button if you enjoyed. It's Karma. And until next time, peace.